Welcome back to another episode of Baggage Begun, the podcast where we explore the power of healing, personal growth, and creating a life full of peace and fulfillment. I'm Tami Mahmali, and today we are talking about something deeply meaningful: building stronger, healthier relationships with others by starting with the relationship we have with ourselves. Have you ever felt like you were searching for love, compassion, or understanding from others, only to feel disappointed when it didn't show up the way you hoped? I've been there for years. I thought the key to better relationship was finding the right people or trying harder to please others. But what I've learned and what I share with my clients is that relationships are often a mirror. The way others treat us reflects exactly how we treat ourselves. If we want love, compassion, support, and understanding from others, we have to first give those exact things that we want to ourselves first. By the end of this episode, my hope is that you will feel empowered to treat yourself with the kindness and respect you deserve, and in doing so, attract deeper, more meaningful connections with others. So, how others mirror our relationship with ourselves. I thought it's going to be a good topic to talk about. One of the biggest lessons I've learned, and something I often tell my clients, is that others treat us the way we treat ourselves. I know it might be sound surprising, it even surprised me. If we are constantly critical, dismissive, or neglectful towards ourselves, we unintentionally invite that same energy from others. Sometimes we try to say, not me, no, it's not happening to me. But look deeper into your relationships. Are they really loving and compassionate like you want them to be? And if they're not, look within yourself. Are you loving and compassionate toward yourself? Think about it. When you treat yourself with love, compassion, and understanding, you set the standards for how others will treat you. You begin to attract people who reflect those qualities because you have already created a foundation of self respect. The energy comes out. What inside us manifests outside ourselves through our energy. One of my clients once shared how, after working on her inner dialogue, that basically was very critical and judgmental, and we worked on releasing old patterns, she noticed her partner became more attentive and supportive. Hello! It wasn't magic, it took some work. It was the result of her showing up differently for herself after we released her mental and emotional baggage, which of course allowed her partner to mirror that back to her. Congratulations. I love when it's happened. So, why early conditioning shapes our patterns? I thought it's going to be interesting to go to the basics because our relationship with others often mirror the beliefs and behaviors that we learned early in life. And guess from who? As children, we absorb messages about love, worthiness, and validations from our parents, caregivers, and environments. They're usually our teachers, friends. If we were taught that love must be earned, we may find ourselves in adulthood constantly seeking approval or overgiving in relationship. And I think this is something that took me forever to understand, and I'm still struggling to say no or not people please sometimes. So we are really working to see progress, not perfection. But here is the good news: we can break these patterns. How? By recognizing how our early experiences actually shaped us and working to release the emotional baggage tied to them. we can create new, healthier ways of relating to ourselves and by extending to others. And this is profound. I have seen it because the second we do the hypnotherapy to clear those limiting beliefs that holding us back, and we reprogram in the subconscious mind the programs that we actually want. After, of course, we learn that we see what the root cause of all these issues, and a lot of time they are in our childhood, and if not, they are from the womb. And we can even go back to generations ago, lifetimes ago, and I have seen it time after time, and it's profound how when we learn the lessons, we come back, reprogram it in our subconscious mind, and we program to the things that we want right now. I love watching it. It's like miracles. And this shift happened for me when I started using my baggage began method through moving all this resistance by using hypnosis and energy work. I released a lot of old limiting beliefs about what I deserved, and I began treating myself with the love and respect I had been usually looking for from others, as if something was missing in me. Because I had this message from early childhood that I am different, I don't belong. As a child of immigrant that immigrated when I was 5 years old from Iran to Israel, and I guess it was the different language, different customs, the culture was different, and my parents didn't actually use much words or conversations at the time because they were struggling too to live day by day in a new country with new language. Everything was new for them, and I have so much compassion and love for them every time I think about that because it's not easy to start later on. Everything changed when I realized that my early conditioning didn't have to define me today. And for years, I was praying to God to help me to remove the blockages, help me to let go of the resistance, help me to allow myself to give myself permission to let go of the old stories that were like second persona. And the second I let them go, I felt like a new person. And I will suggest that instead of always looking for others to give you what you need, if you're the kind of person that looking for love, compassion, support, and understanding from others, maybe it's time to start giving those exact things to yourself. And it's very powerful to walk through the world and give what you always were seeking from others to yourself. And you can start by asking yourself, am I patient with myself when I make mistakes? And have some compassion for yourself because making mistakes is part of life. When we do mistakes, we learn from them. Nothing wrong with making mistakes. Actually, we learn from our mistake. Can you imagine babies trying to walk and falling and then they saying, "Oh, I made a mistake. I'm not going to walk anymore." We're all going to be on wheelchairs or high chairs or God knows what chairs. So remember the image of a baby that's falling while they're trying to walk and standing up and trying again. So every time you think you made a mistake, just brush it off and continue and just take the actions necessary to get to where you want. And the second question is, do I show myself kindness when I'm struggling? Because we forget a lot of times we do so much, and the second we struggle, we forget that we can be kind to ourselves. The same way we are kind to our others, maybe it's time to treat ourselves the same way with kindness, compassion. We talked about compassion. The third question, am I treating myself with the same care I would give a loved one? That's a great one because I have to do that sometimes. Am I going to treat someone else like I'm treating myself? And the answer is often no. I treat others so much better than I treat myself. So this just taught me to be kinder to myself and be patient and be compassionate, especially when I make mistakes, when I have anxiety, when I'm struggling. Because when you treat yourself with the love and compassion you want from others, you naturally attract it from others. It's as if the universe sees the standard you have set and responds accordingly and bring you what you want through other people's eyes. You see through the energy. One of my favorite quotes is, "You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are." This has been so true in my life and in the lives of my clients by starting to love yourself. You raise your vibration and draw in people who resonate with the same energy. And it's really beautiful to watch it. So, when we stop chasing external validation and start honoring our own needs, we create space for authentic relationship to thrive, to grow, to just come into our life instead of expecting others to fill our void. We show up whole differently, like knowing we are already enough, and the other people, the surrounding feels it. It's like you're confident in your own body, in your own skin from the inside out, not the opposite. You're not just playing and then you feel like you're imposter. If you want to learn more about how to love yourself, you can watch my previous podcast about loving yourself. This doesn't mean we stop wanting connection or support from others. It means we approach relationships from a place of abundance rather than lack. Like we feel that we are whole before we attract other people, because often when we feel empty, we attract them just to fulfill us. And this is like using, exploding other people. And we don't want to start. Our start point needs to be, I'm full, and from this place that I'm whole, I'm going to attract someone else. So I'm full and they're full, and not attracting people from a place of desperation, because then the other person feel that you're desperate, and it's usually bad energy that doesn't end up good. When you know your worth, self-value, and treat yourself the same, others will treat you in a great respect and see your value too. For me, this looks like setting boundaries, saying no when I don't need to do something, and prioritizing my own emotional needs and wants so I feel good. I stopped over explaining my feelings or apologizing too much or trying to win others' approval. And as I became more grounded in my own skin, my relationship transformed in ways I couldn't have imagined. So, how do we start treating ourselves with love and respect we desire from others? Here are a few practical steps that I thought maybe gonna help you. And like I said before, if you want to learn how to love yourself, there is a whole podcast episode that I devoted to just loving yourself. You can start by speaking kindly to yourself. You can replace the judgment, self criticism, all these internal voices that are negative with words of kindness and encouragement. The second thing is to prioritize your needs. Put yourself first, and it's not selfish. Take time to rest, recharge, eat well, exercise. Take time to take breaks from time to time when you're at work, and do what brings you joy. I think this is the key, to do what really makes you happy. And the third one is setting boundaries. This means saying no, honoring your time and energy, and letting go of whatever is not serving you. Doing the things that are right for you, and you can feel it through your energy. Listen to your emotions, because your emotions are amazing way to understand what's really yours and what's not. Whatever is not expanding and making you happy, it means you say no to it and move on. The fourth thing is that celebrate your wins. No matter how small your wins, they're yours. Be proud of yourself. Acknowledge your achievements and your growth, and celebrate them even. No matter how small. I started years ago writing in my red notebook, and I have a YouTube episode about that. It seemed like a million years ago. I used to write things because I didn't remember how much I did throughout the day. And I used to call my friends, tell them, I'm exhausted. I did this, and it was too much. And they told me to jot it on in a notebook to see how much I achieved because I couldn't see my wins. And when I celebrated, I realized my self esteem just grew from celebrating them. The fifth thing is to forgive yourself. Forgive, and forgive yourself. It's a process. Took me years to forgive myself because I was consumed by shame and guilt. And the most important part is to let go of past mistakes, to give yourself permission to move forward because a lot of time we are very hard on ourselves. And if you hoard emotions that are like shame and guilt, it's hard to manifest. They are actually becoming baggage. So think about ways that you can release those shame and guilt. As you start using these practices, you're probably going to notice a shift, not just in how you feel about yourself, but in how others respond to you. And this is a great test by seeing through others' eyes how you treat yourself. I want you to pay attention when you meet someone. The first few things that they say to you, it's kind of the answer to how you feel. So pay attention to other people's reaction because most often they're your mirror. And as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this. The way we treat ourselves sets the tone for every relationship in our lives. When we choose to love and honor ourselves, we attract people who reflect and show us that love and respect back to us. So if you're ready to release the old patterns, baggage that have been holding you back, I invite you to take the first step. Treat yourself with compassion, support, and understanding you deserve. And if you need a deeper help, please feel free to reach out to me. I have a 30 minutes free call that you can call. And if you need help, you can look at my YouTube videos or the previous episodes. I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. If you're ready to go deeper into your healing and personal growth, I would love to hear from you. Reach out and let's start creating the life and relationship you truly deserve. Remember, if you liked it, please subscribe, comment, so I can make more videos. Until next time, take care of yourself, trust your intuition, and remember, you are worthy of life. You are worthy of love just as you are. You're a beautiful human being in this soul journey. I cheer you up, sending you so much love and healing. Until next time, see you soon.